Good evening, YouTube. Matt M. Roy back once again. Been a long time since I used this setup, hasn't it? I'm just trying to think when the last video I did, the last live stream I did with this setup was. I want to say it was about 2 or 3 months ago, at least. I apologize in advance. Let me move up here. In advance for the noise in the background. What you're hearing is the room air conditioner because it is extremely hot out today. Well, I should say it's hot, but it's not humid. So I was able to take a bike ride this morning, actually late morning into early afternoon. And I have kind of interesting story behind that. I decided to switch it up a little bit. Now that I'm hang on, let me adjust the gain a little bit. There we go. Now that I'm starting to eat different foods, since I've pretty much got down to my goal weight, I decided to try something a little bit different. I took 2 of those Mission low-carb wraps. We're talking about the ones that have the spinach in them. They're good. I mean, they are really good. And I had some marinated chicken that I shredded up, and I made chicken quesadillas. So basically 2 of those, cheese on one side, cheese on the other to sandwich it and glue it together, chicken in the middle, and a whole onion. Now, I actually fried this up with ghee. If you watch Bobby Parrish's site, YouTube site, YouTube videos, whatever, he does a lot of stuff with ghee. Ghee is clarified butter, and it is really, really good. However, clarified butter goes through you very, very quickly. And what I mean by that is if you eat enough of it, it will seep through your pores. So to make a long story short, I had my chicken quesadilla, had some medium salsa with it. Then about an hour later, I said, hey, it's time for a bike ride. So getting on my bike, riding down the road, and I would say about 15 minutes in, all of a sudden I'm like, what is that smell? So I do one of these things because I'm starting to sweat. It's a hot day out, and I go like this. Oh, that's right. That ghee is going through my pores into my sweat, and I'm actually smelling it through my sweat. That is why it is one reason why it is such a healthy thing for your body. It literally, your body will go through that very quickly. It cleans out your pores, similar to what garlic does. If you ever eaten garlic or something with garlic, like pizza, any type of Italian food, within a matter of hours, if you get into an exercise and get into a really good sweat, you'll feel it and you'll smell it through your pores. So that was kind of funny, I thought. I just, I hadn't had ghee in a long time, and I had forgotten that it really does stink up the whole program. Nate DZ, are you a hoarder? I wouldn't classify myself as a hoarder. I am a reseller, so I buy things to resell for the most part. The nicer stuff I keep. Why does your head look shrunken? It might just be the webcam, the way the webcam orientates it. Plus, I've lost a bunch of weight, so I don't have my double chin anymore. Hey, Eric, it's good to see you here. We got 7 people here. I'm going to adjust this cord. It's driving me absolutely crazy right now. How's the audio? Are we getting good audio here? Check. I should have asked that before, but this mic is actually really, really good. All right, Nate, you are really, really you're on the border. You're on the cusp of getting cut off here. But to answer your question, no, I do not live off government assistance. Just watch it. That's a little personal. I don't get that personal on this channel. All right, folks. So we're going to wait a couple more minutes because I said it would start at 6, and yeah, I start early just to make sure we don't have any bugs. Tyler, hey Matt, we should talk. Sorry I couldn't that night. That's all right. I fell asleep early that night too. I think I went to bed like around 8 or 8:30. It's been very busy around here, and that's a good thing. I like to stay busy. If I stay busy, I don't think about eating, and if I don't think about eating, then I don't gain the you know what 5. Loud and clear. That's good. Thanks, George. I appreciate that. Let's see. What do we got? 8 people here, 3 likes. Awesome. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up. If you really enjoy these types of videos, give me a thumbs up, and that helps YouTube's algorithm. YouTube is not paying out very much at the moment. How many of you like the new Facebook page? I'm just starting to get used to it now. I think there's a way you can go to the classic one. Let me look here. Yeah, you could switch to classic Facebook. Let me see if I can share this. So this is the quote-unquote new Facebook style. And what I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and just share my page. If you click on that, you'll be able to see it. And in a few minutes, I'm probably going to switch it back because honestly, I am not used to this at all. So it's very foreign to me. And you know me, I like things that stay the same. I am a creature of habit, creature of routine, however you want to say it. Tyler, I'm sick with allergies, cold now, so I'm bored just sitting watching Netflix all day. Well, I hope you feel better. It's important to get out. I know if I wasn't able to get out for my daily exercise routine, I think I'd probably go stir crazy. Exercise is very important. During this difficult time in our society, people are stressed out more than ever. And believe it or not, exercise is a great stress reliever. One of the best, actually. It releases the endorphins in the brain that actually make us feel good. And it lasts a long time. Not to mention that, it actually helps you sleep better at night, too. Reading some Facebook posts. Another hot day. Looks like winter may be mild this year, but don't count on it. They have been wrong before. It's my buddy Chris's tech channel who lives in North Dakota. So I am positive he is used to cold weather. Being from upstate New York, I know I am. Adjust this just a tad more. I'm just noticing this shirt is one I got at Dollar Tree, and it didn't used to have this kind of marbling. If you look at the red in here, I wonder if that's the dye is starting to fade out. You can get some really good bargains at Dollar Tree on apparel now. At least our local Dollar Tree, they get like the seconds and the irregular clothes. It's mainly shirts and slacks and maybe sweat pants like that, but you can score some really good deals at Dollar Tree. We got 8 watchers and 5 likes. Thank you guys so much. So, you know what? I'm going to give a little political, I don't want to say political, a little financial update here, let's say. So, for the longest time, I have been following all these different YouTube channels. We have Clayton Morris of Morris Invest. We have, I can't think of his name right now, but Clayton Morris is the one that I usually go by. And he gives updates on the different stimulus packages. Now, the Fed is looking at releasing a stimulus package. But here's the kicker. It's only going to be for certain individuals. So people that are in the high, essential workers, basically, it's going to like extend the unemployment. We don't know yet if we're actually going to see checks. I try to weed through this stuff on a daily basis, but it's information overload. So as the situations increase or we get more data, I'll definitely be updating everybody. Slacks for $1. Yeah, they can be a bargain, that's for sure. Way above 10. Oh, this is Tyler. Way above temps here in Central America. Here, my central air quit and I don't have the funds to fix it. Using a 1970s Frigidaire Windows AC works good. Can take the heat in. I can't take heat anymore. In heat stroke, I can't exercise. With heat stroke, water. I've had it, and it's really not that fun. The vegan athlete is giving me a wave. Thank you. I haven't seen you in a while. Well, I haven't done one of these types of live streams in a while. Since the vegan athlete's here, I'll give a fitness update. Let's say. So I met my goal. I got to 185. And I'm not actively trying to lose any more weight than that. Right now, it's a maintenance game. I'm sure I'm going to fluctuate a few pounds one way or the other. Right now, 185 is where I'm going to stay. And the reason I'm doing that is after dramatic weight loss, even gradually, the way that I did it, you need to give your body time to acclimate itself to the new weight. Once that happens, if you feel like you could lose a little bit more, try. But if you get to the point where you're starving yourself, then that's just where your body needs to be. Now, for me, in my case, and this is just in my case, because I had such a dramatic weight loss, even over time, I had a lot of issues with loose skin. And I still have some loose skin that needs to firm up. So skin weighs a certain amount too. I mean, when you think about it, skin might be, depending on how much loose skin you have, could be anywhere between 10 to 20 pounds. In my case, it's probably more like 10. So I have to take that 185 and reduce it by 10 pounds. So with all the loose skin removed, I'd be more like 175. And you'll have to evaluate it for yourself. I mean, if you are doing the same thing I am, talk to your physician, please. I am not a doctor. I do give tips, but you need to talk to your physician first. We're going to get to some thrift store finds here in a couple of minutes. Honestly, I have not got a lot here, folks. I'm going to be perfectly honest right now. There really hasn't been a lot at the thrift stores. But what I have here is kind of interesting. At least I think it is. Oh, the AC compressor just kicked on. Tyler, that 1970s Frigidaire window AC, keep it running as long as you can. If something breaks in it, get it worked on, because I kid you not, those will last almost indefinitely. The one I have in my window, it's a cheapo hayer that I got from Rose's, a regional department store. And that thing I got about 2 years ago, and it is already giving me problems. It switches from, it's one of the digital ones, so it's got the digital board on it, and it switches from energy save to cool just inadvertently. So yeah, yours is going to last a lot longer than mine, I'm sure. Double insulated water bottles, best things to get. I'm telling you, folks, these things are a lifesaver, especially in the summer heat. I've had this going all day long, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's still got ice cubes in there. A little bit of a dry mouth problem. All right, we're at 10 watchers and we got 6 likes. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see what else we can get into. Let's see what trouble we can get into tonight. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that would still have R22. I forgot that. I mean, you always think about like 134A, which is the new one, or R12, which they've had for years. But man, that is incredible to think that that still uses R22. And I'm not a heating and air expert, but from what I understand, each generation is supposed to be a little less toxic than the other. So you got R22, which was like me. If we had a toxicity meter, maybe that was 40% toxic to the environment. R12 is 20%, and R134A was supposed to be like 5 or 10%. But they're actually finding out now that R12 was actually better for the environment than R134A. And that's really a shame because R12 actually did a much, much better job at cooling than 134A does. Flips May, have not watched this channel since last year. I think I remember you from last year. I've not been the greatest at actively uploading content, and that's mainly because there's just a lot of personal things going on in my life right now. Nothing necessarily bad, but things that I really don't want to share with everybody. Well, we have a lull in the conversation. I'm going to update you guys on the Lenovo ThinkCentre build. I am actively looking to replace my very well used Dell XPS 8700, which I am using right now for this live stream. Its replacement is going to be, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but that system right there, which is a Lenovo ThinkCentre. The model number eludes me at the moment, but I know that it's got a Core i7 6700 in it, so a much newer generation. I've actually got the memory for it. I have the what else did I get there? Oh, the SSD. I'm just waiting on the video card to come, and the video card that I chose, and I'll go ahead and share the link for it there, is a EVGA GeForce GT 1030 SC. I said before it was a wait a minute. Hang on, folks. Okay, scratch that. I'm sorry. That was the wrong link. Hang on. Here it is. It's like 1030. That was not the right card. That was one I was looking at before. It's an MSI GeForce GTX 1050 Ti. There we go. That's the right link for that. Low profile, PCIe X16, no SLI. And that's fine. I have no future plans to incorporate a second card. So this is going to be perfectly fine for me. Now, a lot of people probably say, well, Matt, don't you want a higher end gaming card? Well, not really, because I'm only using this for video editing. So for me, gaming is secondary. And actually, the GTX 1050 Ti is a very capable gaming card, albeit you're not going to be able to have like media or like high or medium high settings. It's more like medium low settings on things like Fortnite, CSGO. But for me, more than enough. The vegan athlete, my AC stopped working a few years ago. I just use USB fans, recharge fans to keep cool. You know, I really think as a society, I don't know if I want to go down this road. We'll talk about it a little bit. As a society, we rely a little too much on air conditioning. I know that in my room, this is the first year I've put the AC in a couple of years. And I did it because with all the workouts that I've been doing, I try to stay cool at night. It helps me sleep. But do I really need it? Probably not. Now, that being said, it is a nice comfort, I have to say. But if you ever do get your AC fixed, don't buy a Goodman. We got a Goodman central air unit, and it's not holding up all that well. They're a little shoddy on the workmanship, unfortunately. Stick with something. If it's a central air unit, I always hear that. Oh, what do they call that one? Yeah, Goodman doesn't even get a really good rating at all on Google. Well, not as good as some of the other ones anyway. Train, thank you, Train. I couldn't think of it. You'll realize when you get towards your pushing 40s, your memory isn't as good as it used to be. George Stewart, what are we going to hear about the Camaro? Ah, you guys remember about the Camaro. Okay. I'll give a quick update. The Camaro is in the shop right now. It's getting a new cap rotor and water pump installed. Should be back home. Actually, we were supposed to pick it up today, but apparently they're having issues with the wiring. And that's why we didn't tackle the job here, because we knew it was going to be kind of a pain to get it done. So that's why we had the shop do it. But as soon as we get it back, I'm going to incorporate that into a vlog, maybe even do it, give it its own video. Whew. Man, I need to remember to stay hydrated. We got 10 watchers and we got 9 likes. Nice, folks. Nice. Okay. I think that I've made you wait long enough. I'm going to go ahead and do some thrift store finds here. And I'm going to go ahead and do the first one, which I think is pretty cool. I picked this up today at the Rescue Mission Thrift Store here in Portsmouth. I'd say this probably dates from the late 70s, maybe early 80s. This is the mirror polished aluminum electric hot pot. Originally sold at Rose's, once again, a discount store, regional discount store here in the South. So a little picture of it right there for you. You can see Rose's. They discounted it to $3.44 from, what was it? $5.99. Interesting how they wrote that in. And if you look inside here, it is there. It's got the cord inside, and it's got an aluminum construction inside and out. Though oddly enough, there is no cover to this. And from what I could tell by the picture, I don't think there ever was. Now today, that would not fly. And the reason that would not fly is if you were to overfill this and the water was to spill out or boil over, it could go right into the electrical socket and cause a fire. So when you use this, you definitely have to be on the careful side. George Stewart put call it a $5 super chat. Thank you, George. Those are always appreciated. I'll read it on here. Okay. Ideal for making instant coffee, tea, boiling water, heating canned foods, baby bottles, easy pouring spout, insulated base and handle, complete with UL approved electric cord, recommended for home, office, school, and traveling. Manufactured in Hong Kong. For Kitchen King, Central Islip, New York. Not sure where that is. Probably Long Island. 11722. Guess what, folks? I totally missed it. It's got the date right there. Check it out. I don't know if the camera will focus on it. 1978. Now, I don't think the camera's going to focus on it, but I called it. Come on. Maybe if I point at it. There you go. 1978. You saw it for a second. There you go. So yeah, I called it. Cool little score there. I'll use that in the mornings, sometimes when I make coffee that I grind myself. Paul Kane, we recently changed one of the central air systems in our house. It was a 21-year-old carrier unit. Put in a Goodman, 10-year warranty. Our other carrier is still trudging along. don't expect that Goodman to last nearly as long. If I had anything to say about it, we would have went with a different manufacturer. I'm not saying that they're faulty out of the box, but you could just tell the construction is not as good as it could be, and that's about with anything these days. But you know what? 21 years is great for a carrier unit. All right, next item, and I was going to do a video about this, but I don't know if I'll ever get around to it, so I'll go ahead and show you. Picked this up at the Family Thrift in Virginia Beach, and it's a good old Magic Jack. Check it out, folks. I may have to turn this light off. There we go. Magic Jack. If you remember, they did a whole bunch. They made a whole bunch of different versions of this back in the day, like mid 2000s. But what this actually did, you would plug it into the USB port of your computer, and on this side was a phone cord. And if you wanted another phone line, that's how you would get it. This was literally a designated phone line. You would get your own phone line. It offered free local and long distance calling, free voicemail, directory assistance, free phone numbers. I honestly don't know if these work. One of you out there might be able to tell me if these actually still do function in this day and age. Date on this. I don't see a manufacturer date off the top of my head, but if I had to guess, here we go. 2008. 2008. So, again, mid-2000s. Vegan Athlete, Magic Jack. I used to have one years ago. I think everybody did, honestly. Everybody I know had Magic Jacks. All right. Let me see. We've got 11 people here, 9 likes. Awesome. You guys always rock. You guys really do. I know. You know, there are times that I don't feel like doing live streams, and I say, you know what? My YouTube audience needs content, so let me do it. And you guys always come through. Thank you. Thank you for those thumbs up, too, by the way. This really wasn't a thrift store find, but this is something that a very, very dear friend of mine in New York gave me. This is the Easy Cap audio Walkman. Easy Cap, I think, meaning like easy capture. Basically, what this is, it allows you to transfer your old tapes to digital media. I'm going to turn the light off again so you can see it a little bit better. You can see it shows hooking this up to a computer. And I think it even comes with, the software to be able to do it. It comes with the cassette capture device, user guide, USB cable, software CD, and 3.5 millimeter to RCA cable adapter. It's all in there. Very nice. I think it probably comes with Audacity if I had to make a guess. Yep, definitely comes with Audacity. Probably a very old version of it, but it's nice to see it. And it's all in there. Probably your typical lower end cassette mechanism. It's all the cables, by the way, which I am not going to pull out because they will make somewhat of a mess here. You can see it right there. What does it say on front there? Super USB cassette capture. Auto reverse, stereo, hi-fi, mega bass. So you got your button up there. That's your play button. Big play button on top. What is this? Stop, rewind, fast forward, and that should be your directional button. Let's see if we can open it up here. Is there a secret to this? Is there an actual eject button here? Yep, it's on the side. See if I can do it two-handed. There we go. Oh, cool. Look how that opens up. You ever seen anything like that? That is really, really cool. Never actually seen this cassette mechanism before. This is not the typical one that you would usually find in a lower end cassette device, but like all new Walkmans, they put the battery compartment in here. I don't know why they do that, honestly. Years ago, it always was in the back, but I guess that's progress. Got the motor right there. So this might get a video if I ever get around to actually transferring my tapes to audio CD again. But I don't know. I did a lot of that many years ago, but now my passions have changed. They've moved more towards fitness and less towards, technology like that. Paul Kane, our thrift stores have been filled with stuff which is of no value to me. Paul, you are preaching to the choir. And our thrift stores have really been full of just garbage. I mean, stuff that really I don't think would interest much of anybody. A lot of like appliances, low-end appliances, toaster ovens, egg makers, and then like really, really old like Xbox 360s, PlayStation 2 systems. And some people may be interested in that, but I've never had luck buying video game systems from thrift stores. There's always a reason they're there. So, you know what? Maybe somebody will be interested in them, maybe not. You never know. It's a good point. The interior battery door does make them more weatherproof. All right. And we got one last thing, and I think this is the coolest find of all, at least in this haul. This was from my local thrift store. Shout out to the CHKD over here in Poplar Hill in Portsmouth. This has never been opened. It is factory sealed. You can actually see the shrink wrap on there. And what we have here is a BusLink disc on the go light USB high-speed hard drive. And this is old. If it's model number DL-80U2, and if you look here, 80 gigabytes. That's right. This is an 80 gigabyte external hard drive. You can see it both works with XP, 2000 Millennium, and 98 Second Edition. What does it say here? New BUSLink, BUS link. Boy, that's a weird name. High-speed hard drive is smaller, lighter, faster, and provides a quick, easy solution for storage. The BUS Link high-speed hard drive is plug-and-play, so installation is a snap. You can be using your BUS Link high-speed hard drive within minutes of taking it out of the box. Enhanced capabilities. It enhances the capabilities of existing laptop or PCs. Its performance for businessmen, home users, mobile users, MP3 storage, and gamers. That's really funny. Can you imagine a gamer using that back in the day? Well, I guess technically they could have. Let's see if we got a date on this thing. I'm looking. Says it works with Apple. Well, technically anything could. I am not seeing a manufacturer's date on this, so I don't know. If you want to look at the back, check out the old laptop they're showing here. They show it being put in somebody's pocket, and they're using a wristwatch to compare the size there. If I had to guess, that laptop is some type of, it's definitely an old ThinkPad, but it's a reversed image. And I can tell because with a normal ThinkPad, the, what do they call those media buttons would be on the other side. So what you're seeing here is actually a mirror photo of what it actually is. So basically it's inverted, like doing a 180. Tell you what, do a little incentive. If I can get one more super chat, I'll go ahead and open this live right now. If not, I'll have to wait and we'll do a dedicated video on this. So let's see what happens there. Eric goes, I'm still upset that A2Z Thrift closed. Yes, I saw that link that you shared with me about that. That was one that he took me to when we came up last time. And that was a really nice thrift store. They had everything in there. When I say everything, they had a section dedicated to technology, computer components, and they had a room dedicated to it, basically. I think it was combined with the media room. Then they had like, what was it, like car accessories. They had clothing. I mean, this was a huge thrift store, and very sad. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm almost positive that's the one that you took me to that time. I'm in a car wash right now. Well, hopefully it's the kind that pulls you through automatically and you don't have to you don't have to drive. I don't want anybody getting into an accident from me, on account of me, I should say. Oh man, I want to go a little bit longer, but my mouth is getting so dry again. Something I should update everybody on. Not that everybody will want to know, but I'm just about ready to have this tooth finally fixed. The one that they try to put a filling in, the filling didn't take. There was too much flex in the tooth, so I had to get a crown. If you look back here, you can see it right there. See that gold crown? That's actually a temporary. I go back on the 27th, and I get the permanent crown put on. So take care of your teeth out there, folks. You only get one set. Well, technically two if you count your baby teeth, but you only get one set of adult teeth, and I didn't do the best at taking care of my teeth. Well, my lifestyle didn't help before either. Let's be brutally honest. All right, so let's see. We're 36 minutes in, 14 watchers, 12 likes. Nice. One idea that I've been throwing around, maybe to boost some viewership on my channel, is to do daily workouts. Now, it hasn't been possible because of certain things that have been going on, but I think in the near future I could probably work that in. And if it's not daily, then maybe every couple of days, but I'll give enough warning to let you guys know. If you look back here, I have my sit-up bench out there again. I hadn't done sit-ups for a while because I actually injured my lower back with all the bike riding I was doing. I'm fine. I basically just aggravated a muscle there. So right now, I'm just letting that heal, and it is pretty much healed now. So that's why I started with that thing again. Paul Kane, what is the big shelf system over your left shoulder? That is something that I picked up. He's talking about this one here on the side of the road. That is, if you go back in my videos, you'll actually see it. I did a video on it. It is it's an MCS brand, which is actually sold at JCPenney. It actually does say exclusively sold at JCPenney. I had to do a little bit of work to it, but it is fully functional now. The bottom there, it's from 1987, by the way. It's a CD player on the bottom, dual cassette, graphic equalizer. Those are all your function buttons there. That's the tuner where I'm pointing right now. And on top is actually a turntable, and that fully works. I kid you not. It amazes me every time. I don't know how far I'd have to go back to see that video. If I ever, I swear I uploaded a video about that. Okay, yep, here it is. Yeah, I couldn't catch it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to share the link. This is the link to the video for the 87 MCS system. So who asked me about that? It was Paul Kane. If you want to see it, click that link. That had good audio on it too, actually. I think I used the, actually I did. I used my DSLR for that one. So that really came out good. He has a soft spot for MCS stuff. And let's be brutally honest, MCS is like York or Sound Design back in the day. It was bottom of the barrel. But that's what a lot of us from that generation could afford. Back in the day, a lot of us, I was not rich growing up. I was lucky to have a little boombox. I didn't even have a system like that. But if you were moderately more well off than like I was, then maybe your parents could have afforded something like that. I think those sold for $300, $350 back in the day. And granted, I mean, it got the job done. It wasn't an audiophile grade system by any stretch of the imagination, but you would have been happy to have something like that. And you know what? It's a decently made system. If you compare it to what we have nowadays, that's actually a really well-built system. I don't have the original speakers, though. I tried, I looked, and I couldn't find them. Either they were lost years ago to the sands of time, or he kept them, or maybe they threw them out another time and I just missed it. But I have it paired with Iowa Radio Shack speakers, and they actually sound pretty good. A fun fact, too, if you look right there, actually, that's an 8-track player that I've hooked up, because it actually even has an auxiliary input. Okay, yes. Okay, yeah. Paul, you called me out on it. Yeah, it was slightly higher quality than something like a York or a Sound Design, but it was still let's call it a budget system, and we'll leave it at that. So what do we got here? We still got 15 people. Well, we got a lull in the conversation. I'll give everybody an update on the fleet, my 3 vehicles, because everybody seems to ask more about those than almost anything else. So the Yukon is doing very well. My 2005 GMC Yukon Denali XL. I was having an issue with the evap system, but that was just due to a faulty gas cap. That thing runs great. It has little electrical gremlins every once in a while, typical mid-2000s GM problem. But it's really a good vehicle. I did a front differential service on it, basically pumped out the old fluid, put the new in, because that does have an electronic computer control, as Scotty Kilmer would say, front differential, all-wheel drive, and that hadn't been done for a while, though it must have been done at one point, because the shield underneath was removed and never put back. I'm not going to worry about that. As a matter of fact, the only thing that does not work on that is the cruise control. And I actually looked in, and I finally figured out why the cruise control doesn't work. They had put in a aftermarket security system, whoever owned it before me, and that was taken out maybe by the dealer. But to fit that in, they had to take the cruise control module out. So in and of effect, it has the stock for it, but it doesn't have the cruise control system in there anymore. And I don't really care. Real men do not need cruise control. I never use it anyway, so it doesn't bother me. The Tahoe, the 96 Chevy Tahoe, is doing well. It is back. I had to get a fuel pump put in. Once again, something I technically could have done myself, but I didn't have access to our lift at the moment, and I wasn't going to do it on the ground. We've just had way too much rain, and it just would have been too hard. So I had my buddy, shout out to Dillinger's Tire and Auto here in Chesapeake. They did it there. I was able to get a great deal on it. I bought the part. They did it, so I paid for the labor. That's back in, working just fine. The only issue I have with that Tahoe right now is the AC intermittently cuts out, and I believe it's due to a faulty pressure switch. Was it pressure? A cycle switch. So I got that on order right now, but the AC does work most of the time, let's say. And then the LeSabre's doing fine. The 2000 Buick LeSabre, though, that is probably going to be sold here in the near future. I just don't need three vehicles, and keeping insurance on three vehicles and maintaining them is more than I can handle. So I'm going to probably sell that. I'll keep you updated. Dad may want to buy it from me. He's already expressed interest. And vehicles, any used vehicle right now is hot. I don't know why, honestly. Maybe it's because people don't want to go shopping at dealerships, but used vehicles right now are selling about 30 to 40% higher than they have been in the past. So if you're trying to sell a car right now, this is a good time to do it. Could be the Tyler said, could be the cabin air filter. So my truck it was dirty. I wonder. I don't know if they had them in those years, though. I'll have to look that up. I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna do a quick search on that. Someone else suggested that could be the problem too. Known as a vehicle now can move to plus English. Interesting. I don't. No, they don't. They didn't start putting them in until 2000. So it's probably that cycle switch. I'm not even going to really worry about it because we're almost done with summer, and I don't necessarily use the AC in there that much anyway. So yeah, I'm going to let it be. Oh yeah, flying wheels. Yeah, I actually did see that video, and I was only half paying attention, honestly. But I'll have to watch it again and really pay attention and see what's going on. I know. Okay. I remember it now, and then that just clicked. So the reason, and I don't know if this really applies to private sellers, but for him anyway, auction prices are higher right now, and if auction prices are higher, then the used car prices have to be higher too, because for them to make money, they have to sell cars at a higher price. So if I extrapolate from that, maybe that's trickling down to the private market too. So you have used car dealers selling cars at a higher price. So that makes it easier for the average Joe Schmo American to sell theirs. So that would be my guess. I'm not an expert here, folks. Don't take this as the Bible, but that's just what I'm guessing at this point. Yeah, I am going to try to sell it soon. If not to my father, then probably just going to sell it privately. Just put it on marketplace. It's really a shame. It's a great vehicle. It's actually the nicest looking vehicle I own. But the sad fact is, other than not needing three vehicles, I don't physically feel comfortable driving a car anymore. There's just too many SUVs out there, and you know, it's what happens. We got so many vehicles out there. You have like these big, like my Tahoe or my Suburban, my Yukon, whatever you want to call it, on the highway. You got 18 wheelers, and you're in a car that's this far from the ground. You just don't necessarily feel safe. Mm. Yeah, Paul mentioned something that I thought of too. If you can keep it in the family, it would be good. I agree, because it is a very, very reliable car. We even had an idea of maybe him like buying half of it, like buying into it, and then it would be like ours 50-50, and he could use it whenever he wants. I don't know if I want to do that. Another reason that I want to sell it is the Yukon is going to need a little bit of body work in the very near future. At some point in its life, the right rear fender, I believe, had gotten into an accident. I could be wrong. It may have just been from being up north for a little while, but they had bondoed it. And if you look at it, it's starting to rot. Very, very common for those years. The GMT 500 series, the mid 2000s, General Motors vehicles, they all tended to have that fender rot. So luckily it's nowhere else. It's just on that right rear fender. So I need to save up some money to get that done. Got to get a quote probably from Mako. I think it's probably going to be close to $1,200, $1,300 because to fix it properly at this point, you can't just bondo it. You have to get new metal in there. So it's going to be a replacement, most likely a replacement panel. Going to weld it in and repaint it. But once that's done, it should be fine. Although I may wait to do it next year because we have winter coming, and there's really no point in doing it now because if I have to take it out when it's salty or sandy, then it may just start rotting worse than that. So I'll keep everybody updated on that. All right, we're going to go a few more minutes, but I think I'm going to end it here in about 3 or 4 minutes. I am actually getting pretty tired. You're probably getting tired of hearing me yap, and wow, look at that. Oof. Dry mouth. We had 22 watchers, just if anybody's interested, at the peak, and we got 12 likes. Give me that like button. Click that like button if you can. I've had some people telling me that they can't click the bell icon to enable notifications. I've been looking into that. They say it's because I have kid-friendly content, and nothing on my channel is quote-unquote kid-friendly. But if I can figure out a fix for that, I will definitely let you all know. I just inserted an ad. Let's see what happens. I didn't even know that you could do that. That's a lot of the stuff is new to me because I haven't really been streaming recently. That's right. When we need money, we got to do what we got to do. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I gotta try to figure out why my bell icon is not enabled for most people. Some people can apparently. Wondering maybe if your channel has to be also not kid friendly. Basically, I don't know. Have to look into that. All right, folks, that is it for tonight. I am getting pretty tired. Oh, wait a minute, we got something here. Yeah, Sam, I've tried so many different things. It's not, but for some reason, yeah, a Vegan Athlete says it too, that it's made for kids, but I have been through the settings here, and let me just double check here. Advanced settings, branding. Do you want this channel made for kids? No. Let me look at that. Anyway, folks, I'll look into it. Thank you all for coming. Please continue to like and subscribe. Have a great evening. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.